For those of you who are telling me I need to go to a discount grocery store, oh, I love you guys, and I wish we had one. So where we live, all the discount grocers, because believe me, I'd be there, are in the cities or north of the cities, and we are actually south of the cities, and I'm not going to drive into the cities to go to one. There is a health food store, but it's about another 20-30 minutes from where I normally shop. So sometimes I go there, but very seldom. Welcome back to my huge grocery haul for the week. Okay, so it's probably no surprise if you're following along with this challenge we're doing, this hashtag $50 February 2023. It's no surprise that I really don't need to go to the grocery store. So anything we're getting is more wants or things we're kind of stocking up on as they get low. So pretty simple today. So we frequent 3 grocery stores: Aldi, which is probably the most affordable, and Sam's Club, where we buy things in bulk, and then Target, just because it's easy and it's convenient. And you can see today I went to Target because it's easy and it's convenient. And I actually was looking for a new yoga mat, and I thought, oh, for sure they're going to have something. And they didn't have anything I wanted anyways. So in retrospect, I probably would have gone somewhere else, but that's okay. I was already there, got my groceries, and you guys, our $150 a month budget broken down into 4 weeks would have been $37.50 I had to spend each week. The first week, I didn't go shopping at all. I just really didn't need anything. The second week, I spent $32.88. So technically I came under budget there. And this week, if you broke it down by week, I went over budget a little bit. So I spent $37.90, not $37.50. But since we had that breakdown from the week before, we're more than fine. So a couple of you kind of asked how we do our grocery shopping. And I thought this was really interesting because for me, I can find a good deal all day. We can eat cruddy. We can do that if we want to, but we specifically set aside and budget money for food. So for me, it just really doesn't make sense to not spend that budget. So if I budgeted this money for food, I'm going to spend it. Now, I didn't spend the first week's allotted amount, and that's because just like in my typical budgeting for grocery shopping, I like to always be a week ahead, meaning if an emergency comes up, if somebody needs a last minute snack for their class, or if something comes up, we're having people over and we weren't expecting to, I have a budgeted weekly amount ahead. So that's why I do that. So I already had that I didn't touch. And then just because this time of year we're typically eating off our stores, you're not seeing a lot of produce. So we've got spinach and carrots fresh in our greenhouse right now, although it's been cold and I haven't been able to get carrots out. So we're hoping for a warm snap here in the next week or so, where I think we're going to be pulling carrots, and we're actually starting to prepare the greenhouse for spring planting, believe it or not. And then along with that, we've got our canned veggies. So for the most part, that was green beans, canned tomato-based products, so tomatoes and salsa and pasta sauce. I think that's about it, and pickles and things like that. And then we froze a lot this year too. So we had cabbage and carrots frozen. I have bought quite a bit of broccoli, although I did freeze what we could get out of our broccoli. It's just not something I am able to grow an abundance of, if that makes sense. And it's something we really enjoy. We've got our fermented pickles, and then we have our fermented sauerkraut, the cabbage that we're eating off a lot of as well. So those are our main, I would say, produce things. Well, and onions, green peppers, things like that in the freezer. Those are our main produce things we're eating this time of year. So I am not typically buying a ton of that kind of stuff. Now, if I had my full budget, which is $100 a week, I do buy more of that. So say we're using our spinach in our greenhouse for a salad, I might also buy some lettuce to go with it, or something to kind of add to it, some cilantro or something that I don't have fresh, just to kind of level up our meals a bit. I already do not typically buy meat from the grocery store, so you don't usually see that in my hauls. We have been butchering our own chickens for a few years now, and we just started butchering our own pigs. So we have our own pork and our own chicken, and then we have a family member who butchered beef for us, so that was nice. We were able to kind of do an exchange of beef and pork with them, so that's been really nice to have basically the things I would buy. So I don't buy a lot of those more convenience things, and instead what I do is I will prepare things that will be convenient later. When I have time, maybe I'll can extra chicken so I have chicken ready for fast meals or something like that. So most of what I am buying from the store is dairy and baking supplies, grains, and things like that. We've been trying to really make an effort to fill our gaps over the years, meaning when we realize there's something that we are really lacking in, if it's something that we can enjoyably grow or raise, we try to do so. That's just another thing to this challenge. I think it's fun and all, but I think it's really important that we just kind of use it to help kind of fill those gaps we need, and also it just helps us be more aware. Some of these things I already am aware of, so it's just kind of a reminder to me, and a reminder that I can buy healthier options with my money even when my budget is smaller. So my grocery list this week was pretty small. Last week we stocked up on milk a little bit because we didn't have any milk. I think we went through about a gallon total for the whole week, so I still have some of that, so I wasn't so worried about milk. The only things on my grocery list were cream cheese I was completely out of. I wanted to pick up some more lime juice. I've been searching for organic lime juice since about last season's harvest time, and I haven't found a great option for that. Sour cream, and then oatmeal. We're completely out of oatmeal, and our kids, between eggs and oatmeal, that's pretty much what they eat for breakfast on school days. So they're things that we just always want to have on hand, and we use the very end of the oatmeal, so I knew we needed some of that. Now at my Target, I know a lot of you are in other states, and where we live, Target is more similar to Walmart, being they usually have everything. They've got all the clothes and all the fun stuff, but they also have groceries. So do your guys' Targets have paper bags? It just occurred to me not that long ago when I went to a Target that they don't all have paper bags. I didn't know that, and I was like, what? I always get my paper bags from you. I use those for my recycling. I have noticed.
Oh yeah, you don't?
What? So I have noticed that at Target and Aldi as well, the organic options are becoming more and more, which is really nice. But I've also noticed at Target a lot of the things I maybe was buying just really aren't there anymore. So that's frustrating in itself, and it is what it is. Target, I love you, but come on. So anyways, I went today knowing that I needed something from Target that I couldn't get at Aldi, and I wasn't going to drive all the way to Sam's Club for one thing I need in bulk. So when I went, I wanted to get sour cream and cream cheese. I am a dairy lover, and dairy is just a staple in our house, and they do not have any grass-fed or even organic options at my Target for sour cream or cream cheese. So I bought 1 container of sour cream to get through the week, and a couple of blocks of cream cheese as well. And then it was not on my list, but I grabbed a bag of chips because I remembered that we were having someone over this weekend, and I know we have an open big bag of chips from Sam's Club, but you know when you have someone over and you just want to have something nice and it feels special for them. So I grabbed a bag of tortilla chips. These aren't my favorite ones, but I do love the Target organic ones better than the Aldi ones, or Sam's Club doesn't have an organic one that I know of. But anyway, so I just grabbed one for that specific event. You guys were asking about snacks, and the typical snacks in our house are popcorn. We always have popcorn on hand with that big popcorn machine, and then also chips and salsa. Canned a lot of salsa, and we eat it up, so we always are buying chips. Maybe one day I'll get super adventurous and make chips, but I don't think that's a long-term thing. So anyways, the only other thing I bought today was oatmeal, and we typically buy old-fashioned oats. I do have some quick oats left from like their they're probably pretty old that we should use up. So maybe I should utilize this time to try to use the quick oats up. But we prefer old-fashioned oats, so we can make oatmeal the old-fashioned way. And I picked up 8 of these containers of oatmeal. And because I know you guys are going to ask, these were $3.79 each, which is almost how much a regular size container, probably twice as big, costs of the non-organic. So if I am looking at the prices when I'm at the store and I am really trying to be tight with my budget, or for whatever reason I didn't budget this amount of money this week, I would buy the non-organic. But because I had my set $37.50 that I went over to $37.90, I knew I could buy this and I'd be okay with this because I didn't need anything else. And if I do, if something comes up, I have that previous week's budget. So we got 8 containers of these. While I was there, I also looked up online just to be sure these weren't cheaper online, that I could order them and get them. So I checked a few places. I'm sure I missed somewhere, and I'm sure you guys are going to tell me, no, like, don't buy this from here anymore. I've been looking into Azure Standard, but for the most part, the things I would buy from them would be baking supplies, and I usually can find them more affordable elsewhere. But I'm wondering if this is something I should switch over to that. So I would appreciate any advice or tips you have, because usually we do buy our oatmeal in bulk, but I want to be better about being sure our things are as healthy as they can be. So this is it for our tiny little grocery haul for the week for hashtag $50 February 2023. I'd love to hear what you're doing for the challenge, whether you are just living simply off your stores, if you're trying to cut your budget down. I'd love to hear kind of how you are utilizing it in your life right now. So we've got 1 week left of this probably about a week and a half, but a week and a half left of $50 February 2023, which means one more grocery haul after this. And that last grocery haul, I have $79.22, but I'll probably try to keep to that $37.50 unless something comes up. We will see. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and glad you got to see me again. Bye.